if Moore pulls out the win, will that saddle the GOP with a senator under a cloud of controversy heading into 2018? Joining me now from Alabama is Roy Moore's chief political strategist, Dean Young. Welcome to This Week. And let me go right to the first question. How much do you think President Trump's support will help Roy Moore, given that he had supported his primary opponent?
Well, President Trump's support is very, very important for the people of Alabama and this nation. You see, this is President Trump's agenda, and that's why it's so important that Judge Moore win this race. Last night we had Doug Jones, the liberal Democrat, with one of his Senate buddies, Cory Booker, who said that the president should resign. So this is Donald Trump on trial in Alabama. If the people of Alabama vote for this liberal Democrat, Doug Jones, then they're voting against the president who they put in office at the highest level. So it's very important for Donald Trump, and again, it's ground zero for President Donald Trump. If they can beat him, they can beat his agenda, because Judge Moore stands with Donald Trump and his agenda. Judge Moore wants the wall. Judge Moore wants to lower taxes. Judge Moore wants a military that's strong, and that's who Judge Moore is. And our opponent, this Democrat, Doug Jones, wants the exact opposite.
Well, so it's very important to President Trump. We haven't seen Roy Moore out on the campaign trail much this week. Why is that?
Well, Judge Moore's been out for 25 years across Alabama, and he's known by the people of Alabama. He's talked to the people of Alabama, and they're with Judge Moore. And that's why I believe if we get our vote out, and we will, Judge Moore will be the senator that'll be going up to Washington on December the 12th and helping Donald Trump with his agenda.
You've said of the accusations against Judge Moore, I've known him and he's never, ever said anything derogatory or sexual toward any person, man, woman, ever. The kind of behavior he's accused of would not likely be in front of you or anyone else, would it?
Well, what he's been accused of is falling apart. You know, on Friday on one of your shows, the lady that Gloria Allred's client was trotted out there again to tell the world that, hey, I was misleading all of y'all. So it needs to be clear to the people of America, and especially the people of Alabama, that their stories are falling apart. That she told you one thing weeks ago, and now, right Friday, 2 days ago, she's coming out with Gloria Allred and the Gloria Allred circus and saying, well, you know, Judge Moore didn't write all this. I'm sorry about that.
Well,
so the people of Alabama need to know that.
Let's talk about that specifically, Mr. Young. You're talking about Beverly Young Nelson, who alleges Moore groped her and bruised her neck in the late 1970s when she was 16 years old. And as evidence of knowing him, she has been showing an inscription Moore made in her high school yearbook before the alleged assault. It reads, "To a sweeter, more beautiful girl, I could not say Merry Christmas. Christmas 1977, love, Roy Moore." And Miss Nelson now says that she put in DA after that 122277 Old Hickory House, the restaurant where she says they were. She has acknowledged that she wrote that in there. But does that mean the rest of it is a forgery?
Well, let's just put it this way. Somebody's not telling the truth, and it's not Judge Moore. Everybody in Alabama has known Judge Moore's been telling the truth the whole time, and this is absolute proof that this woman went on TV, national TV, with Gloria Allred, of all people, somebody from California trying to influence the elections in Alabama, went on TV and told the whole world that Judge Moore wrote all of that, and now she's coming back 3 days before the election and saying, I'm wrong, he didn't write all of that. So somebody's not telling the truth, and it's not Judge Moore. We believe Judge Moore has been telling the truth the entire time, and this is just evidence that he's been telling the truth.
So where do you think this story came from? This original Washington Post story, you have 8 people talking about some sort of inappropriate behavior or flat-out assault. Do you think these women all just made it up? The women in the Washington Post story didn't even know each other.
Well, you know, that's a good question, and the people of Alabama want to know why 30 days before an election that people would just come out of the woodwork and saying Judge Moore did this and Judge Moore did that. I'm not sure why they did it. I don't believe them, and the people of Alabama don't believe them. But I guess, you know, one of them was in Time magazine. One of them was on your show on Friday. In this world where everybody wants to be on TV, You know, maybe that's the reason. I'm not sure why.
Well, let
But
me
I know
tell
this.
the most
Judge
serious
Moore-
allegation is Lee Kaufman. She claims Moore sexually assaulted her when she was 14 years old. She responded to Judge Moore's denial with this open letter. What you did to me when I was 14 years old should be revolting to every person of good morals. But now you're attacking my honesty and integrity. Where does your immorality end? Your smears and false denials and those of others who repeat and embellish them are defamatory and damaging to me and my family. I am telling the truth, and you should have the decency to admit it and apologize. So you are calling Lee Kaufman a liar?
I'm saying Lee Kaufman's not telling the truth. And what I'm saying is this, just like you just quoted her and said, we got to believe her because she said it, because she wrote it. That's what y'all said about the lady on Friday. Y'all said just because she said it, and by the way, she's got this piece of paper that she says Judge Moore wrote on in her yearbook. Y'all got to believe them. You got to believe them. Zero evidence. And this fake narrative about Judge Moore that the people of Alabama have been putting up with for 3 or 4 weeks is falling apart in front of y'all's eyes. And he will be the next senator from Alabama, and he will go up and help Trump. And this Democrat he's fighting is this Democrat's for asking Trump to resign. So the people of Alabama need to understand who they're dealing with.
I just want to say that your book, they have said that is evidence, and 30 other people backed up those 8 women in the Washington Post story. I want to ask you finally, if Judge Moore were to win the Senate, seat, and the Senate initiated an ethics investigation, would Roy Moore go up there and testify under oath, disputing these allegations?
Well, you know, Mitch McConnell and his crew have been threatening Judge Moore from the get-go. They spent $30 million down here trying to beat him in a primary. And then all this fake news from the Washington Post surfaces. Judge Moore's going to go to Washington. Judge Moore's going to win. And I highly doubt there's going to be a Senate investigation. But if there is, Judge Moore's going to be found telling the truth, just like he always has. And he will win. And the stakes couldn't be higher for Alabama. So Alabamians, you need to understand that Doug Jones and his bunch want our president to resign. Judge Moore wants to go up and help the president of the United States achieve his agenda to protect your gun rights, to build a wall, and to make America great again. And Judge Moore is the man that will do that. And I need you people in Alabama not to fall for all of these false allegations that just appeared 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Okay, thanks very much for joining us, Mr. Young.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.